this is for you, maybe it's not. Maybe you've had an abortion, maybe you haven't. But everybody knows someone who has, right? So what I'm going to talk about today is how to know and recognize that it's time to heal, that it's time to take that next step. When I had my last abortion, I did that prayer. Oh, Jesus, help me, Lord. Please, God, I won't do it again, right? But that was the same prayer I would pray the other times I had abortions. And it wasn't until and I'm going to talk about the three things that that'll give you an indicator when it's time, right? And so I'm just letting you know, in my life, this is how I knew it was time. But I didn't know where to go from there because nobody was talking about this, or there was I didn't know what to Google. I didn't know what to look for. So God knew, and he sent this my way, and now I'm sharing it with you. So I prayed that prayer. I was like, okay, I done had 4 abortions at this point, and I need to listen. I don't know if I'm going to live the next one, or God going to, say, it's time for you to go, you're doing too much. You know what I'm saying? I was in that fear zone now at this point, because I'm like, okay, I done told Jesus I'm sorry so many times, and I was like, listen, I need to do something different. What I'm doing is not working. Saying sorry to Jesus and trying to hold it all together and use other things in my life to stuff my pain, it's not working. So I was like, I have to do something different, but I don't know what that is. And so God heard my prayer. It really wasn't even a prayer. It was just a thought that just would not leave me, right? And so literally 2 months later, maybe a month and a half later, I get find this wristband at this house of prayer I used to go to back in Tampa, and find this wristband, and it had the word life on it. Y'all hear my story on YouTube. It had the word life on it. I'm like, what is this wristband? I just wanted a wristband because it was cute. It was red. And it had the word life on it. I was like, yo, what is this about? So I went in, researched it, looked it up, ended up boom, 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 leading me to this woman who had a chapter in Tampa. And hey, naturally, it's a sucker. Let me get back. I'm just talking about, my transition of how I knew it was time to heal. But even though I didn't know what to do, I knew it was time. So I find this wristband, and it leads me to a woman who is a chapter leader in Tampa, and she reps this pro-life organization. And from there, I reached out to her, I emailed her, I was like, yo, I don't know what this is, but I found this, what y'all do in Tampa? And then she, wrote me back and was like, hey, here's what we do. We go out in front of abortion clinics and we pray. And I was like, oh, pause. You do what? I ain't never, nah, that's not for me. And I was like, never mind. Yeah, you don't want me. I was like, I actually had abortions. You're probably looking for somebody who's a goody person, somebody who, ain't ever did that in their life, but they're passionate about pro-life and all that stuff. I was like, you don't want me because I'm not qualified, pretty much is what I was telling her. And she was like, no, come, me too. I've had abortions, and, I do this now because I'm passionate about telling other people that they can, keep their babies and still live life. So that encounter with her led me to her telling me about the Bible study called Surrendering the Secret. And the Bible study was what I used as a 8-week Bible study program kind of thing to really open up my eyes to a lot of truth, a lot of hard homework and stuff. It was amazing. So that whole moment right there was all God, leading me, because I didn't have anybody, I wasn't here. I didn't have anybody like myself, making Instagrams and, posting all this stuff about how to get from hurt to healed. So that's what I want to talk about today. I see all y'all on. Thank y'all for joining. Man, y'all so supportive. But I knew it was time to heal. I just didn't know how. And so that's my goal today. I want to let you know how to recognize when it's time for you to heal. And like I said, my arena, my topic, I talk about abortion, post-abortion, but you can apply the same principles in the same topic to any area of your life where you really hurting and you know it's time to heal. So let me tell you who this is not for. Who, for example, when you're not ready. Because like I said, I have been having abortions over a span of 9 years. Not every year, but over a span of 9 years. So obviously in my first year, I was not ready to heal yet because I kept doing it, right? But in the 9th year, I was ready. And I'm going to tell you how you know you're not ready, okay? So y'all ready to hear how you're not ready to heal in your life? But you need to. But it's okay because God is patient and I'm patient and I'll be here when you're ready. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I done had my second cup of coffee. Hold on. And I don't waste some on live. That's okay. That's what pregnant people do. They waste stuff all over their belly. Okay, y'all ready? So how to recognize you're ready for healing and when you're not ready. So this is not for you if you are okay with avoiding truth. When you are purposefully choosing to be ignorant to the truth of who you are, what you're going through, what you're allowing to happen to yourself. Why this is so true, and again, I'm going to talk about abortion, but you can apply this in any situation. This is true because all the years, even growing up, like kind of when I started getting like promiscuous, I didn't want to think about pregnancy because I wanted to have sex, right? I wanted to, like, my lustful desires were so strong that I didn't want to think about anything quote unquote negative, which pregnancy ain't negative, but at that time, you know, I'm a teenager, I'm a young adult, I don't want to be pregnant. So to me, it was negative. You get what I'm saying? So, I purposefully did not want to know the truth about pregnancy and about abortion. Well, I really didn't even think about abortion at that point. I was just thinking about don't get pregnant, don't get pregnant, don't get pregnant. Have sex, but don't get pregnant, don't get pregnant. I didn't want to think about that because I did not want to face that truth and be convicted by that truth. Does that make sense? So then when I got pregnant and I had my first abortion, I did not still want to know the real truth about abortion because I did not want to be convicted by the truth, and I did not want to, I wanted to stay in the dark. I wanted to stay dumb and ignorant to it so that it can make it easier for me to process what I was really doing. Does that make sense? So that's how you know you're not ready for healing. And that's okay. If you're not ready for truth, be honest with yourself and say you're not ready. But know that healing, when you are ready, you're going to want to know the truth. You're going to be like, all right, listen, I can't keep doing this. I need to do something different. What I'm doing is not working, right? Another thing, this is how you know you're not ready for healing in any situation. But again, I'm talking about abortion. When stuffing is your biggest satisfaction. When stuffing is your biggest satisfaction. And what I mean is you literally enjoy stuffing your pain. Like you will work your butt off to stuff your pain, and you actually in a very false way tell yourself that you're good. So that's how you know, like, you ain't ready to heal yet. You ain't ready to take that next step. And then the last thing, the very important thing that even motivational speakers say all the time, and people who are just very passionate about not just talking about, well, here's the third thing, because I'm about to say it, trying to explain it. You know you're not ready to heal when you just want to talk about it, but you don't want to actually physically do anything about it. Let me explain. When it comes to abortion, I was okay with saying, Jesus, I'm sorry, and telling myself I'm not going to do it no more. And even a few people that I had told, you know, yeah, I did this, but I'm not going to do it again. I'm not going to do it again. I was saying it with my mouth, but I wasn't changing my actions, if that makes sense. So I was saying it with my mouth, but I knew in the back of my mind, if I got pregnant again, I know where to go. I know what to Google. I know how to put myself in that physical trance where I can literally, you know, take myself into another abortion clinic and make this decision. Yeah, that's how deep it is. So anything we decide to just talk about, but we're not actually ready to do something about it, we're really not ready for whatever that thing is that we're saying we're ready for. And that can apply to business. That can apply to a relationship. That can apply to your walk with Jesus. Like you could say all day what you're gonna do. You could talk about it. You could call your friend and be like, yo, this new idea I got. My best friend on here right now, I'm always calling her, yo, I got this new idea, right? And then after I done told her, I go back to my room and just do what I've been doing, which was sitting on social media scrolling all day. But if I don't physically, like I'm doing this live right now, if I don't physically do something about the passion I have or about the thing I want to see in my life, it's not going to change. My situation is not going to change. So that's how you know you're not ready to heal yet. If you're really not ready to do anything about it. And I'm going to give you now the 3 do's, the 3 things that you can do when you are ready. I'm not just telling you to talk about it. These are actual things that you can do when you are ready to heal. And if you don't know if you're ready or not, I'm telling you, when you hear these things, when you hear these 3 points I'm about to give you, you're going to know if you're ready. And if you're ready, I'm right here for you. Hit me up, DM me, send me a message. So you are ready to heal when, 1, and this is not in an order, like this has to happen first, then this, then this, and this. It's just, if all of these things kind of just come together for you at some point and you don't know where to start, but it's just staying with you, okay? So here's one thing, like major thing, and I can apply it to my life. Here's how you know you're ready to heal. When you can't escape the fear and the shame and the guilt surrounding whatever you're going through. When you can't escape it, like you keep thinking about it, you see something, like I talk to a lot of girls who've had abortions, right? I've actually led a group of girls through the same Bible study that I went through online who had abortions, right? A lot of them testified to the fact that they could see something or hear something or feel something or smell something that would take them back to that place of when they made that choice to abort. And then it would immediately put them back into that guilt and shame that they were feeling, that they thought they had stuffed, right? Because they enjoyed the satisfaction of stuffing when they weren't ready to heal. That they had stuff, and now that thing they saw, whether that was a baby in a stroller, or even they saw a teenager that would have been the age of the person, of the baby that they aborted 12, 13 years ago. Where you cannot escape the shame and fear and guilt. Now, me, I cannot escape the truth that I had abortions. And I'm going to tell y'all something funny at the end of this. It's not funny, but I had to experience this even with my now pregnancy. But I can escape the guilt, the fear, and the shame because of Jesus. So I can't escape the truth and the truth of my past and what I've done, but I can definitely escape the shame, the guilt, the fear. I don't have none of that. Like, I don't have fear, I don't have guilt, I don't have shame, nothing, none of that, because of Jesus, because of God, because of this Bible study, because of my willingness to change, because I was ready, okay? Here's another way you know you're ready to heal and you're ready for change in an area in your life that is eating you up, that is tearing you apart. When you desperate to tell somebody, I mean, you desperate. Not gossip. I'm talking about desperate to tell somebody. And I'm not talking about like, you know, oh, I want to tell somebody because I'm good. Like, I have no, remorse with what I've done. I'm talking about like you feeling the shame. You're afraid. You're afraid. You don't know what's going to happen next. You're feeling all this guilt and you desperate to tell somebody, but you don't know who. And you can be like this for a couple years. I was like that for many years. I didn't know who to tell. I would tell a friend of mine who wasn't Christian, you know what I'm saying? Or I would tell people who, wouldn't challenge me spiritually, or who wouldn't, I would tell those people, but I wouldn't tell my Christian friends, if that makes sense. But when you desperate to tell somebody that you know can help you, every time a girl reaches out to me, whether it's through Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, text message, however she gets in contact with me, the first thing I do, and she tells me her story, the very first thing I do, and if anybody has encountered me or you DM'd me, you can attest to this. You can testify to this. The very first thing I do, and it's without fail, is I encourage them and reassure them that the fact that they were bold and brave enough to reach out and tell me, especially a complete stranger, what they have done, whether they had an abortion or they are really considering abortion and they're currently pregnant and they're really like, yo, I got to do this. Like, I don't know. I don't want this baby. You know what I'm saying? If they're at that point, I reassure them and encourage them that, oh my gosh, you are freaking amazing because you reached out. That is the biggest, I believe that is the biggest and the hardest step for anyone when it comes to any kind of trauma or anything that you're dealing with. If you can't speak about it, if the devil has such a hold on your mouth that you can't even tell anybody, you are bound by that thing. But if you can come out and say, look, this is what I've done, confess, you know what I'm saying, and say, this is what I've done and I don't know what to do about it. Like, I don't know. That is the best thing you can do. I think a lot of times we're afraid to tell people what we're feeling and what we've done because we feel like we got to have the answer with the problem. No, the fact that the Bible says to confess your sin, confess, your faults to one another, your brothers and your sisters, so that you may be healed. And he's not telling you to heal yourself. He's saying so that you may be healed, so that when you tell that person, if there's someone that will point you in the right direction, you will eventually be healed. And a lot of times we run from that because we think that we're going to come with the problem, but then we got to, look good after the fact and have the solution. And that's far from the truth. So that's one way you are super ready. Like when that thing is burning and itching, no, I'm playing. When that thing is burning inside of you, and you just want to get it out, that is one indicator that you are ready to heal, that you are ready for that next step, okay? Again, same thing can go for any business you put your heart to, any forgiveness that you need to do with somebody. If that thing is burning and you're like desperate to get it out of you, that is a very good sign that you're ready, okay? And my last thing, and there's of course a ton more, but I wanted to just talk about 3. My last major thing that I experienced when it came to abortion, that I knew it was time to heal, and I was like done with doing all the talking and all the praying and saying, Jesus, this is my last time, and stuffing my pain with working and looking good and church, serving in church, like every ministry I could. This one thing right here is the beautiful thing about anybody. This happens to anybody. You're truly ready for healing and for your life to change when you are purposefully searching for truth. When you are researching, Googling, YouTubing, asking questions, when you are initiating and being proactive in finding truth. Like I said, when you're not ready, you want to ignore truth. You want to push truth away. You want to deny truth. You hate truth. That's the definition of evil. It is truth like less. Like that is the definition of darkness. That is what, as believers, we're called to run away from, is lies, anything that is opposite of truth. When you want healing, you're searching for it. I know you are. You're Googling it. When y'all want truth about what, why your tooth in the back of your mouth is hurting, what you gonna do? You gonna Google it because you want to know the truth, why my tooth hurt. And so then you can go to the right, doctor and get it fixed, right? So same thing. When you are ready for healing, when you're ready for your life to change or your tooth to feel better, you're going to Google it. You're going to research it. And I've actually had women tell me, kids, y'all not. And again, my main topic is abortion, but you can apply this to anywhere in your life. I've had women reach out to me and say, I was Googling abortion help, abortion healing. I was Googling, I was YouTubing, I was hashtagging, where can I find something that will help me with this pain? And first of all, that right there is gold. So I will make sure I put on every hashtag. Everything I do, hashtag abortion healing. But that is so key, to when a girl reaches out to me. The ones that do, and I've heard some say, I've been following you for a while, but I didn't reach out. It's because they weren't ready yet, which is okay. I wasn't ready yet. I wasn't ready for almost 10 years. And it wasn't until the 9th, almost 10th year that I actually got my healing, because I was ready. I wasn't ready in 2008. I wasn't ready. So when you're ready, you're going to search out. You're going to look for that truth. You're going to hunt it down, because it's in all of us. It's our nature to want truth. And even though sometimes we want truth that makes us feel good, like meaning we want truth, but it's really not truth, but we want it, we're going to hunt that down. But when you really, really, really know in your heart and your soul, what I'm doing is not right, and I need to try something different, at least try something different, you're gonna look out for it. You're gonna look for it, and you're gonna find it. I'm telling you, you're gonna find it. Because those same girls that said they researched that, went on YouTube, saw a couple videos, found my video, and I'm not bragging on Jesus. I always brag on Jesus, hashtag brag on Jesus. But they found my video and they said, you know what? I reached out to you because your video actually encouraged me. It didn't make me feel bad. It didn't make me feel shame. It didn't make me feel guilt. It actually made me feel shame-free. Hashtag shame-free. So that is all I want to talk about, y'all. And I said I was going to say this at the end. But, let me say this. If y'all know somebody who need to hear this video, like I said, you probably had an abortion. You probably never had an abortion. But we all know somebody who did. If you know somebody who's had an abortion, slide them this video. I'm going to post it on YouTube. I'm going to save it on Instagram here on IGTV. Look, y'all, I'm freshly back to Instagram, so some stuff has changed. Y'all can help me if I don't figure it out. But I'm going to download this video and I'm going to save it in my IGTV. But share this with them. Like, DM it to them. And tell them if they really want to change, but they don't know how to, reach out to me. Like I said earlier, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to encourage them. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to encourage them, and then I'm going to give them truth with their permission. I always ask, is it okay if I tell you the truth? And I'm not here to tell you what to do. You can still have that abortion. But what I would encourage you to do is, even after you have that abortion, come, let's get healed. Because listen, I had my first abortion. If I would have had somebody like me, I don't think Instagram was back in 2008. But if I would have had someone like me online, I would have probably not had the second one. I probably wouldn't have had the third one. I probably wouldn't have had the fourth one. And I definitely wouldn't have had the fifth one. So my goal is not to look down on you if you choose abortion. My goal is to get you healed after that first one, or after the 10th one, or whenever you did it, because you can keep doing it. There's no limit on abortion services. So, but my goal is really to encourage you to keep your babies, because they're so beautiful and you just never know. So I said I was going to share this, and this is super funny, but not funny. But I said I was going to share this when it came to, what was it? I forget what point I was talking about. But anyway, how abortion, affects you in your life, or decisions you make in your past come back to haunt you, or come back to remind you of your past and your present and your future. So when I went for my pap smear, guys, if you don't know what a pap smear is, ask your girl. I don't feel like explaining it, but it's pretty much when we got to get a super exam on our girl down there. But when I had to go get my pap smear done, my doctor was very concerned when I had to tell her that I had multiple abortions in my past. One, that was uncomfortable, not shameful. I wasn't like feeling it wasn't a negative vibe. It was just more like, ooh, I gotta talk about that. Yeah. Because this is my first time going through with the pregnancy, y'all. This is my very first time going through with the pregnancy. So I forgot you gotta, tell everything to your doctor, because, it's the best for your health. So I had to tell her, how many abortions I had in my past. And so based on what I told her, she automatically, red flags went up. She was like, I think that you potentially could be high risk. And she also said, I think that your cervix could be damaged from the past abortions. Because she said out of her mouth that when you have abortions, those doctors, and don't nobody quote me on this, but a lot of those doctors, let's just say this, you can't quote me on this. You can quote me on this, but abortion services are not preventative care. Does that make sense? Abortion procedures are not preventative health care. They are, I don't know the word, but they're procedures for when you wasn't preventing pregnancy. If that makes sense. So abortions are not preventative health care, meaning when you have an abortion, that doctor or that nurse or whoever performs it is not thinking about your insides and not thinking about your care down there. So there could be damage, meaning, and then most of the time when you get an abortion, if you don't know this, most of the time when women get an abortion, you don't continue to go back to that doctor for care to check up on you. They'll tell you to come back one time, to make sure everything's gone. And, but they're not, you still got to go back to your gynecologist to get like a full exam to make sure you are healthy. Right. So because of my past decisions, my multiple abortions in the past, I had to let my doctor know, my OB know, hey, I'm multiple abortion. So she was like, you could potentially be high risk, so I want you to go see a specialist. And then she was like, you could, your cervix could be damaged from the tools going, through your cervix to get to your uterus to expel the baby. Right. So that was very scary. But I thank God, and I said I was going to share this because the reason why I'm making this video, and then again, if you just came on, the topic is how to know you're ready to heal. Like when you're struggling with something in your life, how do you know you're ready to heal? Whether that's abortion or anything in your life that you've experienced a point of trauma. I thank God that I got healing way before this pregnancy, because if I would have experienced that kind of news while I was still dealing with guilt and shame and fear, and oh my gosh, I would have been a hot mess during this whole pregnancy. So it is very, very, very important for us at any point in our lives to deal with whatever is burning in us that we know we need to deal with. It is very important, because you don't know what that next season holds for you and what God has for you in that next season. Or in the now season, you don't know. You don't know what today holds. Today could be my last day. Tomorrow could be my last day. So why take old pain into a new season? Why take old hurts into a new season? And so I wanted to share that because it is very real. And I actually recorded, I vlogged the whole thing. So I'm going to make an actual video on that. But I wanted to share that because if you know somebody who's had an abortion and you know she ain't told nobody and she still talk about it, and when she talks about it is very, guilt, filled and very shame filled. Tell her, one, you could tell her, hey, I know this girl on Instagram, you can reach out to her. Or two, show her some support by pointing her to maybe that Bible study that I went through, Surrendering the Secret, or pointing her to a video that will be encouraging, to let her know that, you ain't got to hold on to this by yourself. All right. So that is all. Cool. I did all this in 30 minutes. Well, yeah, 30 minutes. And that's all I wanted to do. I just want to come on Thursdays. What I said, I don't forget. Oh Lord. Hashtag Thursday tea live at 3. Every Thursday, y'all can expect me at 3 o'clock to just come on, share some tea, meaning share some of my business, share testimony, share some encouragement, and share a resource. And today's resource was Surrendering the Secret Bible Study. If you don't know about it, go on Amazon. It's only $12. Get the book. If you want somebody to go through it with you, hit me up. I'm going to be leading another group eventually. I do my groups online. They're made to be in person in a group. But if you don't have a group in your area, I lead groups online. So, and I'm just saying that a little hesitant because I got to pick a date and a time. So, but if you want to go through that Bible study, you can go ahead and get it now. You know what I'm saying? Start reading some of it. But it's amazing. So that's the resource of the day. Each week I'm going to share a testimony, encouragement, and a resource and a topic. So live at 3, Thursday tea. Yeah, share this video with somebody. Listen, don't hoard information. If you know somebody who needs this, give it to them. I thank people who send me stuff all the time. And if y'all want to send me some stuff too, and y'all be like, yo, can you talk about this? Or how do I, one video I'm going to do is how to, because I can't talk to everybody. I'm not called to reach everybody, right? And everybody's not going to watch my video, but you are the closest person to the person that's hurting, right? So I want to teach you as a person who is close to someone that's hurting from abortion, how to talk to them, how to encourage them, how to reassure them with truth and without condemnation, without judging them. Because there is a way to do it, and there's a way to do it and know that you got your point across in love. So I definitely want to talk about that because I've had people ask me that, how do I talk to somebody who's had an abortion? I've never had one. I don't know how to relate. Everybody's been through some form of trauma, so you can definitely relate. So yeah, I'm gonna keep talking if I stay on here, but thank y'all for joining me. I love you guys, man. Thank y'all for welcoming me back with open arms. And my new belly I got down here that you can't see because I didn't wear the right pants because I'm lazy. So I I'll do a photo shoot this weekend. Actually, me and my baby, we're gonna do a photo shoot this weekend. Not the maternity shoot, but like just some pictures or whatever. And because I recognize we didn't take no photos with that video we made. So yeah, y'all hit me up, DM me, like I said. And if you're a guy and you know somebody, you can DM me too. I'll be like, hey, say this, tell her this. So I have guys reach out all the time, be like, can you talk to my sister? Can you talk to my cousin? I'll be like, yeah, I can. So love you guys. Thank you for coming on. Thursday Tea live at 3 hashtag Thursday Tea live at 3. That lets you know I'm gonna be here on Thursdays giving some tea live at 3 o'clock every Thursday. Okay, don't forget. See y'all later.